Today I've got my hands on the brand new Profoto B10X and B10X Plus. We're going to find out exactly what they can do. Both of these lights now have a 20% faster recycling time, and they're 30% brighter for continuous lighting. The continuous lighting can run at 3,250 lumens, which makes these great for both stills and video shooting. Now today it's pretty bright, so we're going to be testing these to the max really. I'm going to build a little scene. A friend of mine's coming over with a candy floss maker. We're going to have a couple of models and we're just going to see if we can take out any horrible shadows that we're going to get from this really contrasty light that we have here today. I'm just mounting the lights up to a light stand here, and I'm lucky enough to have a couple of light stands with me today. However, the whole point of these lights is they're pretty portable. You might not always have a light stand with you. So on the bottom we have a light stand adapter. Simply put that on, screw it in, completely normal way of doing it. Or you can just undo this. It's just literally a simple little screw thread. That comes out and then you can mount these lights on a tripod. So I love that. They're already designed to be like lens-like, so they're easy to fit in a bag. And that way you only need to carry your tripod in order to mount these lights, which is pretty cool. Now it may be a super bright day, but that's not going to be a problem for either of these lights. The B10X is a 250 watt light and the B10X Plus is a 500 watt light. And if you need to try and think about what that's going to look like, the B10X is equivalent to about 5 speed lights going off at the same time. B10X Plus is equivalent to about 10 speed lights going off at the same time. So for the size and design of these small lights, you get a lot of power. Now these lights can be plugged in, of course, but they don't have to be. This is a battery and you can run them from that battery power alone. It's actually quite a small battery. On it here you have 5 LEDs. You can just click this little button and it will tell you how much charge is in the battery. Now that's great because it means if you are running multiple batteries, you can really quickly see which ones need to be charged and which ones don't, which actually saves so much time if you're prepping for a shoot. Of course, when it's plugged in, you can see the battery power on the rear LCD screen on the back of the flash. Now, these are made to be a very portable light, and with that battery attached, you can shoot from the battery power alone up to 400 shots at full power, which I think is pretty good. Using the continuous light, you can shoot for up to 65 minutes with that continuous light running, which again, pretty impressive, I think, for a battery of that size. Very easy to carry spares, so I think that's pretty cool. Now, if you're doing a lot with the portable shooting and you quickly need to charge some more batteries, it doesn't take long at all. It's only a 90-minute charge until full, so very quick for how much output you get. And if you really can't take any time out of shooting, then you can actually have the battery attached, plug the light in and be shooting with the light, and it will charge that battery simultaneously. It obviously won't do it as quick as 90 minutes because you're running the flash at the same time, but it does mean that the battery is always going to be charged when you take it off of the flash after shooting, which I think is really, really good. So it does mean that these are truly portable lights for in-studio use, but also out on location, in the field for stills or video. The front of these lights are 100mm, which means you can use them with over 120 light shaping tools from Profoto. So here I'm just going to pop this on. It's a pretty bright day and I'd quite like a kind of very forced light onto the faces of the models. I think it could look quite cool. We're just setting up behind us now. We're going to go with all sort of like pastel colours, so I think it could look quite cool to have quite a harsh light onto the face of the models. We're going to try that first. I do also have a nice softbox so we can get some really beaut light coming through. However, it's quite a windy day, so I'm a little bit worried about how that's going to go. So we're sort of seeing how this goes as we go along, really. It was so windy that the backgrounds we had for today they were unusable. It's just I would have had to like peg stuff into the floor and things like that, and we don't really have the time for that because we're just kind of trying all different things with these lights at the moment. So currently we've got the model Tom eating so much candy floss. He's going to be on like a sugar high forever. Beth is making some beautiful candy floss here. She's trying for a flower at the moment. I know, it's such a mess. The lighting is changing a lot, so that's kind of the struggle at the moment. Now, it has been very overcast for quite a while, so we've been using the lights both sides. I've managed to get the softbox on even in the wind, and I was using the beauty dish from the other side just to really brighten things up. But the light has really dramatically changed, and we're getting this mixture of huge contrast and clouds. So I've now set up the lighting for a more huge contrast type setting. So I've put both lights to the left-hand side and I'm picking out different parts of the scene at the moment. The clouds are a bit all over the place, so I'm doing this little piece to camera whilst it's a bit cloudy, and I'm hoping this will move in a second. We'll get that bright sunshine back through. We'll get the colours really coming through in the candy floss and the flower, which looks amazing. And then we'll be able to light those shadows from the other side using the lights on the left-hand side. So that's what we're going for at the moment. I don't understand. I've never eaten candy floss. It's quite nice though. This is just gonna be a review on your candy floss. So we're going to move to a slightly different area now. I'd like a slightly more consistent background, and I'd like to be able to also be away from my subjects a little bit so I can change lens. I've got the 24-70G master on at the moment, but I'd like to move to the 85mm f1.4, and then that'll allow me to just separate these guys from the background a little bit, and also allow me to be a little bit further away as well, so I can set the light slightly differently. And we've just got a bit more to work with, and the background hopefully will be a bit darker, we'll have a bit more shadow. So we're going to try that now, see how we get on. Yeah, it's not going to work. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to stick a 24-70 back on because I'm going to be way too close otherwise.
I mean, you are literally in a bush.
I am in a bush. The lighting looks cool though. Let's see if I can get more in the bush. For real though, I could shoot from there. So I'm using the little connector on the top here. Now we do have the one that is specified for Sony, because that's what I'm using today, Sony A7 III. But unfortunately the TTL just wasn't working for some reason. I think it's because the camera maybe isn't firmware updated with that or whatever, but so I've swapped over to this, and I actually find using it in manual is actually a bit easier. It's so easy to adjust the lights anyway, and you can actually install an app on your phone and then connect them by Bluetooth and literally be messing about with them on your phone. So I've got a light like over there, I've got one right in the back, so it just means I can change the lights from my phone, which makes things super easy, and just adjust things as I see them. Now also I've taken Tom out of the scene for this. I do want one with both models in scene. However, using this 85mm, it's just not going to happen with the space that we have. So I'm just going to do a couple of shots with the 85mm as we are, and then I'm going to experiment with the 24-70 and try and separate things with the 24-70 and shooting a little bit wider. So we're going to start off with this 85mm, see how we go. We've managed to get some bunting up. The wind has calmed down a little bit, so I'm hoping we can get some slightly better shots here. Something that people love doing with lights is freezing action. Sorry for the very loud road, by the way. Now the Profoto lights make this super easy. There is a mode that you can put this into called freeze mode. Now, when lights fire, basically what they do, they go, oh, I'm turning on, I'm off, kind of long trail off, right? However, when these are in freeze mode, they go, oh, I'm on and off, and that is it, right? Now in that long trail mode, normally that's where you see a lot of colour accuracy. So there can be some issues with sort of a coolness of colour when you go into freeze mode, but what it does do is really stops the movement. And these can fire as quick as 1/50,000th of a second. So even if your shutter speed is a lot slower than that, the light is only fired for that amount of time. The other night I made use of the continuous functions on both of these lights as well, lighting a video scene. It's really good, you have easy access to turn the power up and down. You can go from 100% to 10% power, and you can also change the Kelvin as well. However, it doesn't say what Kelvin you're at, you can just change the colour tone, which is nice because you can mix them in with your scene, but it's a shame that you don't know what you're actually mixing it to, if that makes sense. However, they worked really well in continuous light, and even today, in this bright light, we've been using the continuous function as a modelling lamp, and it's worked fantastically. Now, if you want to find out more about the brand new Profoto B10X and B10X Plus, I'll put a link in the description to our website where there is a ton of information. You can, of course, get in contact with me as well, because I have been using them, by putting a comment below, and I will try my best to get back to you with any information that you need in the future. We're doing loads of this type of content all the time, making candy floss, throwing rice at people. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and press that little bell to turn on notifications. For now, a big thank you for watching, and I hope you join me again soon for another video from Wex Photo Video. Candy floss time.